I am the first person in the world that is sleeping inside of the Rivian R2. It's happening tonight. And I thought that it'd be fitting to do it in the same place where I was the first person in the world to sleep inside of the Tesla Cybertruck. Look familiar? Green Cybertruck, green R2. Green Cybertruck, green R2. Oh, and I also don't even know where I'm actually going to sleep tonight. Somewhere in the mountains. We'll have to figure that out later. And to be fair, there's a lot of you watching this going, okay, great, it's a Rivian. Those have been out for a long time. But no, I am the first person in the world to have this car outside of Rivian. It is different, and in order to show you, let me show you what it looks like next to other popular cars, and then you'll get it. Rivian R2. Right now, you're probably looking at it and you're like, it doesn't look all that small. This is the new Tesla Model Y, and if you look at them side by side, they start at about the same spot, and they go all the way back here, and literally it's like the same spot. Maybe the Tesla Model Y is a tiny bit longer on the top. Look at the Model Y, a little shorter. The Tesla Model Y obviously is more bubble shaped. This one's more rectangular shaped. You can already see this is not as big as the R1S. But the other thing is, I own a Cybertruck. This is kind of what puts it in perspective though, because you think of a Rivian, you think it's like a truck or a big SUV. This R2 is more like a Model Y. That is the category it's in. This is where you can see how much longer the Cybertruck is. The front is lined up, but the back is definitely longer. I have the Cybertruck on the highest mode right now, and you barely see a difference. From this angle, you can't even see the Rivian R2. Okay, a G Wagon, a little more rectangular, fits with the R2 look. I think that's a better comparison than any Tesla. It has the longer front on it. It has the flat roof on it. Very different in price, but very similar in shape. All right, Model Y, Cybertruck, G Wagon, but let's get into the thick of it. We need to compare it to its actual family of cars. Did the R2 just disappear? I think it probably disappeared. This is the R1T, T for truck. That's what it stands for. You see the difference here in the height and the size. This thing is way taller than this. We are, to be fair, a little bit on a slanted hill. This is the true indicator for the size of this thing. I'm gonna make the R2 completely disappear. Watch this, it's a magic trick. Now you see it, now you don't. So here in the front, you can see that they're both lined up perfectly, and look at the height difference. And on the back, you can see how much longer the R1S is than this R2. I look like a giant in the back of this window. I spent the day today in the mountains with Rivian, and they were showing us all the stuff they have coming in the future along with this. So yes, I'm gonna be sleeping inside of here, but they showed me something today that's coming next year that is one of the coolest car tents that I've ever seen. Look at this tent on top of the purple car. This is actually an accessory that is coming out with this Rivian. When you want some privacy, you can just pull this thing down. The good news is there's a roof that you can open, and you can still see me up here. The best angle of the tent is definitely from the side, but on the front, this is what it looks like. I would not advise to driving your car with that on there. It might go away, but I know this is not something that you're gonna like go up through a little sunroof and climb up into it. That would be a cool feature. This ladder just pops out of the top of it and climb back in it. This has a custom blanket inside, custom pillows. Look at that, the blanket is attached. That is some high quality stuff. You have this thick cover on the back, this mat that is very soft. If you watched a video that I recently did where I did $100 Cybertruck camping versus $10,000 Cybertruck camping, one of the things that I used inside of it was actually a Rivian sleeping bag. I don't have a Tesla sleeping bag. There's seriously so much room inside of here. This is massive. I haven't slept in it yet, but I'm going to call it right now. This is better than the Cybertruck base camp tent. It's high up enough on the ground that I think I'm more protected from bears than in the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck does not have air vents inside of it. We've got a built-in light, a phone charger right there. This is the lights for the ladder. This is the coolest car camping setup that I've ever had. And imagine if you have this up here, you could have like 2 or 3 kids sleep in here. Me and my wife could sleep down inside of the car. That's 5 people inside of one car. And this is the miniature car. Okay, Rivian, you're really selling me on your stuff. Doing a good job. All the other journalists and YouTubers are doing like these big fancy drive impressions video. And I'm like, hey Rivian, can I steal it for the night and take it and sleep inside of it? And they're like,
that's weird, but okay.
And the setup is like nothing I've ever seen. Rivian is kind of like an outdoor adventure company. They're not like every other company where it's like, here's a car that goes from point A to point B in an enjoyable fashion. They're like, let's go from point A to point B, but let's go all through the mountains and over the rivers and through the woods. And so they create these accessories that work really well for it. First step, this is not a 3-row vehicle, it's a 2-row vehicle. We need to come inside of here and shut down the seats. All right, first seat down. Second seat is down. Look at that space. Now we've got our space. This is our sleeping spot. It's actually very flat. Unlike the Tesla Model YL that I just tested in China, it had a bump right here. All right, the next step is open up the back. You would think there's gonna be a button. I thought at first it was gonna be the V, because these letters are massive. I was like, push the V, push the I, turn it, you know, like a secret code, but there's a little tiny button right there. Seriously, it fits my fingerprint, that's it. I push it. It's the smallest button. It doesn't look all that small. Accessory number 1 is right here on my head. Rivian was nice to let me borrow this. It's a foamy thing. I think you can like blow it up a little bit, but it has a really cool contraption I have not used in car camping. It looks like it's overalls that you would wear, but it's not for me to wear. It's for the seat in the front to wear, so this doesn't slide around. That is cool. It keeps it in place. Oh, the lights are off in there. Lights, there we go. Look at that. It's like a collar that goes perfectly for the seat, and then it just attaches into here. And it's got a pocket for your goodies. Outdoor adventure company, car company. That is the difference. Foot mattress number 2. You know, it's just like when I put on pants and have to tighten my belt. It's a little tight, you know? Another tip, we gotta move this seat up a little bit. It's already going out the end and it's getting squished right here. See, that was like moving a belt loop on your belt right there. Right now you're saying, wow, that looks really comfortable. I wish I could sleep in this bed with you. Sorry, it's just gonna be me tonight. We're not done yet. There is a memory foam pillow inside of here. See, it says Rivian on it, Camp Pillow by Hest. I'm pretty sure when you open this up, it looks like this. We're not done. This is another Rivian sleeping bag. Looks like it's wide enough for 2 people, maybe. I'm not good at making my bed every night, guys, or every morning, I should say. I would make my bed if it looked like this. Bad news is, I'm not sleeping here. I have to get this back to Rivian at 7 in the morning sharp because they're putting it on a truck and sending it to Investor Day. And right now I only have 70 miles range. We need to go charge this Rivian R2, which is really cool. We can do it at a Tesla charger. That'll be awesome. And then the adventure begins. We are going to go into the dark, into the mountains, and find a place to camp. You're gonna come along for the adventure. And I'll give you my final thoughts of this vehicle, just a few things. This isn't like a deep car review. If you want a deep car review, this guy, my cameraman, did a really good job today, filmed a video with his wife, Cambry, and went through all of the specs, and he knows more about Rivian than even Rivian employees know about Rivian, except RJ, he's pretty smart. It is the time of the night where we charge the vehicle. When it comes to charging, there's a guy named Kyle Connor. He has a channel called Out of Spec, and he is a mad genius when it comes to everything charging. So I sent him a text. I'm like, where do I go to let this thing see how fast it can actually charge? And he says, you go to Midvale, Utah. So here I am. This is gonna be the fastest. I have never charged a Rivian at a Tesla Supercharger. Beep. It's not like a video game. 6%, 19 miles. All right, we push this, pull it out. I don't like that that is not like it doesn't just open for you. We are plugged in. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's making noise. It might work. It's working. Where's the charging stats? I want to see the speeds that it's charging at. There's no speeds showing up on here. Okay, there we are. There we are. 174. All right, it says it's gonna it'll be done in 1 hour and 34 minutes to get 100% full. Obviously, I don't need to go to 100% full. I just need to be able to get to Park City, where I need to drop off this car tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., no later. We need to drive up the canyon, go into the mountains, and find a place to camp out. I am surprised the Cybertruck, some of the newer Teslas, they're gonna get you closer to 250 kilowatts, which is a fast charging rate. And this right now, we're stuck. We're stuck below 200. I did precondition the battery. It was making a loud noise on the entire way here. I have the air conditioning and heater off. We're at these Tesla chargers that have the cable that is able to keep things cool enough that it should be able to run this. I am surprised that we're getting such a low rate right now. This is a surprising thing. We are seeing a Rivian pulled in the proper way. Usually it's on the front and it's super awkward, and sometimes they take up 2 stalls when a Rivian comes in here. Good job at Tesla for being the trendsetter to get people to use the NACS connector. Good job on Tesla for allowing Rivian to charge here. It would be a lot harder of a thing to own a Rivian if you couldn't pull up to Tesla Superchargers like this. And so I'm glad that Rivian has adapted the charge port to the back. I'm really happy with the way it's charging. It did start out pretty slow with the kilowatts. Like I said, I was a little disappointed. It's still low. It's gone up a little bit. It's at 182. But if you are a super nerd like me and you want to know more about charging, it's staying high for a long time. Sometimes you'll get inside of a Tesla and you'll plug it in, it'll go up to like 250 and it's there for like a minute, and then it drops down to like 180, 125, and it gets down to 100. We have been here for 7 minutes and it's still up. Also, I thought Rivian's did something really cool with the lights. Like it was like green and it showed you the progress bar of how it's charging. Is that not a thing on the R2? I really like that feature. Like I like to see how full it was. Maybe it's something that you have to enable inside of there, but I'm a little sad. I like that indicator. 10 minutes has gone by. It has cost $10. The graph is staying pretty steady, and we have gained 116 miles in 10 minutes. I'm impressed with the graph. It's staying steady. It's just like right there stuck around 180, 190. This is the part where things get a little bit sketchy in this video. I don't have a place to sleep. I don't know where to go. It is 12:10 at night right now. We have a 45-minute drive to get back to the Waldorf, which is a 5-star resort up in Park City, Utah. I don't have a room there tonight. But let's go into the mountains. Let's look for somewhere to stay. Let's try to be safe. Is somebody gonna knock on my door at 3 a.m. and be like, what are you doing here? We just learned yesterday, these vehicles do not have camp mode enabled yet. Camp mode, it keeps the air conditioning running all night. It locks the doors. I still wanna be the first person to sleep inside of the R2, and I don't care if it doesn't have camp mode. Rivian was like, hey, it's coming this summer. But for me, I have tonight. Let's unplug this thing and let's drive up 45 minutes into the mountains. Where am I gonna sleep tonight? I don't know. I've been charging for 28 minutes and we've gained 241 miles, which puts us at 78% charged. That's pretty good. $30, 242 miles. McDonald's is closed. I was thinking of getting a McFlurry, even though it's 1 a.m. in the morning. I could sleep in the parking lot at McDonald's. I liked the idea of waking up and getting a breakfast sandwich. There's gotta be a better place. I just want a regular parking lot. Is that too much to ask in the mountains for a regular parking lot for a guy to sleep in his car? Right here, I'm in this neighborhood. There's the Waldorf. Look, there's no parking lot anywhere. It just has this and it goes underground. Oh, what's that? Park City Resort Canyons Maintenance Facility. I think that might be our spot. Okay, we just need to go there. I wonder if I can tap it. Hold it, go. Oh, good job, maps. All right, we are 1 minute away. Yeah, that's do not enter. That's one of the parking spots. Oh, it's the golf maintenance facility, and it is not customer cars. It is just trucks. This is a work spot, all the ski resort stuff. We are definitely in the wrong place. Maybe I just drive around all night and I just don't sleep. No, we're gonna find a spot. Look at this, Rivian chargers. Okay, so I found a parking lot that has Rivian chargers, Rivian Adventure Network. These are very fancy. They're very nice. You have all these spots over here, but you also have this one that's like over on the corner, all on its lonesome. What do you think, guys? I wish you could talk to me right now and tell me. At this point, I am so tired. It is 1:30 in the morning. I gotta get up at like 6 to get to the place. That's the spot. It's not even a charging spot. I was about to climb in the back of the car, but the sprinklers are aggressive. We're going in. All right, I'm about to cement the world record on YouTube. Everybody's about to see the first man or woman to sleep inside of the Rivian R2. Thank you to Rivian for letting me be the one to achieve this amazing feat. I will see you in like a second or two, but really for me, it's 4 hours of the most amazing sleep of my life, hopefully. All right, good night. And good morning. We awake. It's early. Let me get out of this car. 5:52 a.m. Said I'd make my bed. I wasn't lying. The Jerry Can, we are going to celebrate this achievement of being the first one in the world to sleep inside of the R2. Oh, or consumer. This is ice cold drinking water that comes in a can. It tastes way better in a can than it does in a bottle. You don't get those microplastics. Thank you, Zach, for the many waters that he gave me to help me survive last night. Celebration time. But honestly, overall, I slept better than I expected. Here are some of the things that I liked, and here are some of the things that bugged me about the R2. When I slept inside of here, I turned my feet and I went diagonal, and this thing is wide enough and it's long enough that even though I'm 6'3", I was able to sleep in here comfortably. Felt great. The mattress is the most comfortable mattress I've ever slept in any car. Ever. I didn't even have to use camp mode. I loved that, and it still worked great. Rivian really has a really cool product here for a good price for an electric car. This isn't super expensive like their truck and their big SUV. This is an efficient, smaller sized SUV that's around $50,000. I would even genuinely consider getting one of these for Leslie. My one real complaint for this vehicle would be, sorry Rivian, but I think it's the looks of it. I like the boxy shape, rectangular shape, it's fine. The headlights function very well, the brights work amazing, and they adjust for different people when you're driving by. But this looks so much similar than their other vehicles, so much so that even Rivian drivers, when I went by them yesterday, nobody knew that this was something new. Nobody knew that this wasn't the R1S. They didn't double take, they didn't point at it. Even Even when you're driving new Teslas, people point at it, people look. Maybe it's my pride and my ego that I just want it to look different and cool. People will be like, wow, it's that Rivian R2. I can't believe this person has it.
Yeah, that's me, I got it. I'm pretty cool. They even let me sleep in it last night.
Maybe that's the conversation I wanted yesterday, but I didn't get it. But it's still a good car. And the second thing that I don't love about it is that the autonomous driving is just behind right now. Now, they have radar, they have LiDAR, they have cameras, they have AI. They've done a lot of things to set them up for autonomy and for the future. They told us at that meeting that by the end of this year, they will have point-to-point autonomy. But the autonomy feels like it's probably 3 or 4 years behind where Tesla is. When I drive inside of the Tesla with autonomy, it is driving me. I am not driving it. I think Rivian will get there. So now it's time for me to turn this thing back in. But is it worth it? After camping inside of it, would I get one of these? I think it's absolutely worth it. This is a fantastic car. Honestly, I talked to Zach about it a lot last night. Now that Lincoln is coming home from his mission, my son that's 20 years old, he's been gone for 2 years. I'm so excited for him to get back. We're gonna need one extra car, either for Lincoln or for my wife, Leslie. I am strongly going to consider this. All right, Rivian, thank you for letting me take your car and sleep inside of it. I kept it fairly clean. Zach's the one that got it dirty. Send him the bill for the cleaning. When you get the bubble tent on top, I'd love to camp in it. If I can be one of the first people to review it, I'll give it a proper review. And by that time, I'm not just saying this, there's a chance I might own one of these. There's a chance. I'm not gonna say we're buying it. There's a good chance. So let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. We did lots of fun stuff. I'm gonna go back home now. I'm gonna get more sleep when I get home. I don't know if I ever showed you, this is one of the things I really love, this back glass. When do you see this that often? Push the button. Look at that. It opens up. There's the windshield wiper. It's inside the door. That is so cool. Good job, Rivian, on that. That's fancy. That's an adventure car. It doesn't love to close all the way with that mat in there. I gotta give it a little Rivian bump. Also, one of my favorite things about a Tesla charging station, just trash. Watch this light. It's off. It's on. It is brighter than the sun on.
That's good, dude. That's nice. That's real nice.